Now we're going to go through the solutions of Abdul and his room painting problem. So it was question 6 on page 172, and a little bit tricky, but if you thought about it and used the maths that we've learned before, I know that you could figure it out. And you may have done it a little bit differently to what we've done before, or to the solution that I present here, and it doesn't matter if you've done it differently so long as you're able to figure it out. So this is how I think about it anyway. First of all, they told us that Abdul can paint a room in 6 hours. Now we're saying a room, but we're assuming that the rooms are all the same size. And Ben can paint the same room in 4 hours. It's always amusing to me when questions like this, it'll do one of them with digits and another one it'll write out the word for, and it's like they're purposefully trying to confuse you. But in any case, 6 hours for Abdul to paint the room, 4 hours for Ben to paint the room. So straight away, what I want to answer for myself is how much of the room do they paint in 1 hour? Okay, so we've got a room and we've got time, okay? So we've got a room and we've got time. So for Abdul, for example, 1 room in 6 hours. So he could do 2 rooms in 12 hours. And for Ben, we also have a room and we have time. And what is this that we're doing? We're talking about the unitary method. So 1 room and 4 hours. So if I want my time to be 1 hour, then I can only do 1/6 of the room. So I have to divide them both by 6 to make this relationship. And if I want to have 1 hour for Ben, it's going to be 1/4 of the room in that time. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense there, what we have set up. And why did I do that? Because question A asked me how much of the room Abdul will paint in X hours. And again, much like what we've done before, if you find it confusing, put some real numbers on it rather than X. So how much of the room will he paint in 3 hours? Well, it's half the amount of time, so it's half of the room. But basically, all you're going to do is, by your unitary method, if 1 hour takes 1/6 of the room, then X hours, we've got to multiply it, will give us X by 1/6, which is X over 6. So X multiplied by 1/6, which we've learned to write as X over 6. Same thing with Ben. For X hours, it's going to be X over 4 of the room, X over 4 rooms. Now, if X is bigger than 6, it's more than 1 room. If X is bigger than 4 for Ben, it's more than 1 room. Otherwise, it's less than 1 room. So the answer to part A was X over 6. Part B asked the same question about Ben. So Ben will paint, so Abdul paints X over 6 of the room, of a room, in X hours, and in the same amount of time, Ben will paint X over 4 of a room in the same amount of time. And now the question is, how long will it take them to paint the room if they both work together? Tricky question there. What are we actually setting up? So the setup is that the two amounts, Ben and Abdul's portions added together must equal to 1 room, and we need to solve for X. Difficult question. It was really challenging, so well done anybody who even got this far with it. So what we can say is that Ben is X over 4, plus Abdul, X over 6. So Ben and Abdul added together must equal to 1. And that's the equation that we're solving. Do we know how to solve equations like this? We do, we know how to deal with fractions. We find our common denominator, which is the LCM of 4 and 6. What's the smallest number they both go into? It's 12. And we multiply every part of our equation by that. We multiply every part of our equation by 12. And what happens is 4 divides into 12 3 times, 6 divides into 12 twice, and we end up with 3x plus 2x equal to 12 times 1 equals to 12. And so 5x is equal to 12, and we divide across by 5, and we get that x is equal to 12 divided by 5, 2.4 hours. 2.4 hours. Can we just leave our answer like that? We can. Or if you want to change it into hours and minutes, 2 hours. What's 0.4 of an hour? 0.4 multiplied by 60, to get my minutes, 24 minutes. 2 hours and 24 minutes. You don't have to do that conversion, but it's useful to know how to do it in any case. Okay, so well done anybody who got all of that out. That was a really, really tricky word problem. And if you can do a question like that, I'd be very confident that you'll do well with word problems. If you're getting stuck on these, please don't be disheartened. Word problems are only one portion of everything that we're learning, okay? Practice with them, practice and time does make them easier. But in the meantime, if there's part of this that you don't understand after you've checked the video again, please ask me and I can go through it in a different way for you if needs be. Or we can talk in person on Thursday morning this week if that would be helpful. Okay, thank you.